This is a lesson on how to get started with typography. You've created a new composition, or you opened up After Effects and you've created a new composition. Let's just keep it at 1280 by 720 is fine. We'll call it Typography. And I'm just going to keep it at about 59 seconds, close enough to a minute, and we can just keep it with a black background at this time. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and look for a song to bring in, because I'm only going to be using about a minute of that song. Grab this Maroon 5, Moves Like Jagger. I'm going to bring this down into my timeline, and I'm going to scrub through until I actually find where the song starts, where the words actually start. So it looks like it's going to start about here. I'm just going to go to about 40 seconds. And I'm going to go Control-Shift-D. Now normally I could do Control-Shift-D to split this at this timeline, but since I'm recording this, it brings up the other tools in my recording software. So I'm just going to go here to Split Layer, but you can see it's Control-Shift-D. What that does is it splits it in half and creates another copy of that layer. So what I'm going to do is just delete the part that I don't want. Then I can bring this and drag it down. So then if I play it, you can hear that the song started where I cut it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just listen to where the words start, and I'm just going to group the words together. I'm going to start with just 5 words, put them on the screen that I can work with. So let's just figure that out. And you could get really creative in where he starts with saying oh and ah right there, or you can just start here where he says oh. So what I'm going to do is just create a text box. I'm going to go oh. So I'm going to put this in here, and depending on how that word comes up in the song is how you want to animate it. So there's really no limit here to what you can do. It's really how creative you want to be. So right about there is when it comes in. So let's say I want to just have this jump out when he says oh. So now that I have my oh right there, I can bring my text in and then figure out where I want it to stop. Let's say I want to do right here. I want it to stop right there. I'm going to go up to Edit, Split Layer, and I can delete this, and now I can adjust what kind of activity or what kind of effect I want it to have right here. If you want it to just pop up and go away, you can do that, and then make the text larger if you want. Remember to constrain the proportions. You can click Shift, increase the size. And another pointer right here is when I scale this, you can see that it's scaling on this axis point right here. What I can do is hold down Y, click on this anchor point, and I can move to where I want it to. So now when I scale it, click Shift, scale, drag out, it'll scale right on that anchor point. So now it might make a little more sense. And remember, you have to click and then hold Shift, bring it in. So let's just listen to it. So now you have that. You can zoom out a little bit. Let's get our next words. So now we can start right here, and I think the next words are going to be just shoot for the stars. So you can go just, there's one layer, go back to the text, shoot, move this in place for the let's do that again. Click down here so it doesn't click on the other text. Now I have all of these right here. So now you're just going to simply line these up to where you want them to be, like so. So now that I have them lined up, what I want to do is have the just shoot for the go away about right when the stars comes up. So I'm going to click on here, I'm going to go up to edit, split layer, and all I'm going to do is delete those. And then now I can start working with stars. So let's say I want it to kind of fade in. I'm going to hold down my Y and move the anchor point here, but I want the stars to fade in. So I'm going to drop this down, go to transform. I'm going to turn on the opacity, make it at 0. Then I'm going to bring it in just a little, and then I'm going to kind of bring the opacity back up to 100% and just kind of fade this in. And then let it linger a little bit. So at this point I think you can get the idea of where we're going with this. It's just a couple hints on how you can create and get your typography assignment going.